honestly, I would say so much of getting the best out of yourself as a runner, like if we just talk about, the performance side of running, if you interpret best out of yourself in, performative sense, then I think it's learning to trust yourself. And I think it's learning to be becoming more and more in tune with yourself, so that you can trust yourself. And an example of that, I touched on earlier in the conversation, is like knowing when to pull back and knowing when to keep pushing, and so if we can really trust ourselves and know that you're actually the expert in yourself, and that
Mm-hmm.
you can count on yourself to make good decisions that are right for you, even if they're not exactly what's on the program, then
Mm.
when you're in a race or you're challenged, you know that you can trust yourself because you've been practicing it, you've been building that sense of trust. So yeah, I think when I see runners really thrive, it is when they're really in tune and they're trusting themselves, because our brain will naturally try to, like in a race setting, our brain will naturally try to protect us by holding us back, and it does that by, this is pretty much how fatigue works, right?
Yeah.
We perceive what's ahead, and we, like, without thinking about it, we do this sort of calculation of like, what resources do I have, and what do I, how's the future going to be, if based on those resources and based on what's ahead. And we're really conservative in that estimation because our brain doesn't want us to spend all our biggies. It doesn't want to go to the limit and things like that. So
Yeah.
it's always on the conservative side. And so if we can learn to be in tune with ourselves and and make good decisions based on that, then when we get into that situation when we actually do want to give it everything,
Mm.
we know that we can trust ourselves and we know that we've got more in the tank. And it's kind of counterintuitive because like what it takes to the confidence that the confidence to really push and go hard, I think comes from the same thing as what it takes to really pull back when the time's right as well. And that
Yeah.
is the same thing, being in tune and trusting yourself. And that's something that we can practice when we're going about our daily training.